I sought the Lord, and He answered me and delivered me from every fear. And those who look on Him are radiant. They'll never be ashamed. They'll never be ashamed. This poor man cried, and the Lord heard me and saved me from my enemies. The Son of God surrounds His saints. He will deliver them. He will deliver them. Magnify the Lord with me. Come exalt His name together. Let us bless the Lord every day and night. Never-ending praise. May our incense rise. Let us bless the Lord every day and night. Never-ending praise. May our incense rise. Let us bless the Lord every day and night. Never-ending praise. May our incense
All right. Hey, good evening, everybody. It is Thursday evening, August the 4th, 2022. And let me say good evening to the few that are with us right now. Good evening to my mom. I love you, Mama. I hope you're doing well. Good evening to Barbara Callahan and to Jerry and Janet. And good evening to Elizabeth and Jesse and Philip and Salome and to the Eddies, to Mike and Lauren and David and Levi and Valor and Haven and Everett. Good evening to Pastor and Sister Martinez. Hope you are doing well. And let's see. So I think right now, let me say good evening to Kelly Kenfield and to Kelly and Melody Woods. I hope you are doing well. All right, well, we are, today is the 4th. We're going to look at Psalm 34 and Psalm 124. And primarily we'll be in Psalm 34 today. and, excuse me, this is one of my favorite Psalms. And it's entitled, His Praise Continually on My Lips. His praise continually on my lips. Psalm 34 is an acrostic. And so, again, when you come to these acrostic psalms, this is the content that is like you when you're teaching the ABCs of the faith. This is the content. And so I find it fascinating that sort of the ABCs of the faith includes Psalm 34, which is this amazing psalm that is a psalm of praise through the difficulties, and this idea that you would have this kind of psalm, that you're wanting your children, as you raise them up to walk with the Lord, to know, right? To know that difficulties are going to come. And you want them to be firm in the face of those unexpected adversity that we experience in life. And this one, it opens up in verse 1. It's a psalm of David when he feigned insanity before Abimelech, who drove him away, and he left. So let's look at that just real quickly, that story in 1 Samuel 21, beginning in verse 11. It says, Then David got up and fled that day from Saul and went to Achish, king of Gath. But Achish's courtiers said to him, Isn't this David, king of the land? Isn't he the one they sing about in their dances, saying, Saul has slain his thousands, and David his 10,000s? David took these words to heart, and he became so afraid of King Achish of Gath that he changed his demeanor before them and acted like a madman while in their hands, scribbling on the doors of the gate and letting his saliva run down his beard. Then Achish said to his courtiers, Look, you can see this man is insane. Why did you bring him to me? Do I have a shortage of crazy people that you've brought this fellow to go crazy on me? Is this one going to come into my house? So David walked from there and escaped to the cave of Adullam. When his brothers and all his father's house heard about it, they went down to there. Anyone who was in distress, anyone in debt, and anyone embittered rallied around him, and he became their leader. There were about 400 men with him. So here you have him in, this pit of despair where he's really hit this low point, where he's faking insanity, and now he's in a cave surrounded by people that are in distress, that are in debt, and they're embittered, right? This is fantastic. Like this is the bad news bears of ancient Israel. And he became the leader of this crew of 400 distressed, indebted, embittered people. What do you do in those darkest moments when you find yourself in your lowest place, right? What holds you together then? It's in that moment that you turn to the Lord and you remember the foundations of your faith, the ABCs, the things that were taught to you from your earliest days. In the darkest moment, when you've humiliated yourself, You've descended. You've gone from being, the one who has slain his thousands, the one who has slain the giant of Gath. So now you're drooling before the king of Gath in order to survive. You're on the run, and not because David's not on the run because he's done something wrong because of his wickedness, but because of his faithfulness. What do you do in those moments? Didn't can you imagine the thoughts going, wait, I don't understand what's happening here. Didn't Samuel pour oil on my head? Didn't he declare that I would be the king? Why is this happening? What's going on? Where are you, Lord, in all of this? Have you lost sight of me? Have you taken your eyes off of me? So David writes this psalm under the inspiration of the Holy Spirit to embed into our hearts in our youth or in the days of our innocence, to embed this in the good days, to deposit in the good days so that in the darkest days we will say, you know what, I'm going to bless the Lord on every occasion, no matter what, even when I'm in a cave, surrounded by, now I'm leading a group of distressed, indebted, embittered people, that I will bless the Lord at all times, his praise continually on my lips. The praise doesn't stop because the circumstances are uncomfortable. God hasn't changed because my circumstances have changed. I worship him, not my circumstances. Right? So that's this idea. So the aleph here comes in with avarecha. I will bless. I will bless Adonai at all times. His praise is continually in my mouth. I will bless Adonai at all times. His praise is continually in my mouth or on my lips. So let's just, before we continue through the psalm, let's just sing, get this song in our hearts. Because like this song, I will bless the Lord at all times. So that in those days, in that day when you weren't expecting the terrible news, that I'll bless the Lord at all times. His praise continually on my lips. I will bless the Lord at all times. I will bless the Lord at all times. His praise shall continually be in my mouth, and I will bless the Lord at all times. I will bless the Lord at all times. His praise shall continually be in my mouth. Sing it to him. I will bless you, Lord, at all times. I will bless you, Lord, at all times. Your praise shall continually be in my mouth. I will bless you, Lord, at all times. I will bless you, Lord, at all times. Your praise shall continually be in my mouth. Oh, I will bless the Lord and give him the glory. Oh, I will bless his name, and I'll give him glory. Oh, I will bless the Lord. I'll give him all the glory. Oh, I will bless his name and give him all the glory. The Lord is gracious and merciful. He's great in kindness and good to all. The Lord is righteous in all his ways. Bless the Lord and give him praise. I will bless the Lord and give him the glory. Oh, I will bless his name and give him all the glory. I will bless the Lord at all times. I will bless the Lord at all times. His praise shall continually be in my mouth. I will bless the Lord at all times. I will bless the Lord at all times. His praise shall continually be in my mouth. Verse 3. My soul boasts in Adonai. The humble ones or the afflicted ones hear of it and rejoice. All right, so the afflicted ones, no matter what I'm facing, so here he's surrounded by the 400. So what's David going to do in that moment? What's he going to do in this cave? What are the distressed and the indebted and the embittered going to hear? They're going to hear him bless the Lord at all times. My soul boasts in Adonai. The afflicted ones hear of it and they rejoice. Magnify the Lord with me. Magnify Adonai with me. Let us exalt his name together. I sought Adonai, verse 5, and he answered me and delivered me from all my fears. They who looked to him were radiant, and their faces will never be ashamed. Verse 7, he says, this afflicted man, as he looks around at the other afflicted ones, this afflicted one called out or cried out, and Adonai heard and saved him out of all his troubles. He's singing this in the cave. He's singing this in the midst of his troubles. But there's a recognition of the faithfulness of the Lord. This afflicted one cried, and the Lord heard and saved him, delivered him from all his troubles. The angel of Adonai encamps around those who fear him, and he delivers them. Right? It says he forcefully removes them. He squeezes them out. He delivers them. He gets them out of that tight place. The angel of Adonai is around those who fear him. So he's saying, guys, let's keep our focus. Even here, let's bless the Lord. Let's worship the Lord in this cave, in this pit of despair. Let's worship the Lord. Let's lift up his name. Taste and see. Verse 9. Taste and see how good Ki Tov Adonai. Taste and see. It's because Adonai is good. That's what it literally says. Not just how good Adonai is, but Ki Tov is because, for good is the Lord. Blessed is the one who takes refuge in him. Right? So this cave isn't my hiding place, isn't my refuge. He is my refuge. Fear Adonai, verse 10. Fear Adonai, his Kedoshim. For those who fear him lack nothing. Young lions may lack and go hungry, but those who seek Adonai want for no good thing. Come, children, walk, children. Verse 12. Come, he says. Listen to me. I will teach you the fear of Adonai. So this is, again, he's gathering the children around. This is when you would gather the children around, but he's gathering maybe his 400 distressed and embittered and indebted ones. Who's the one who delights in life? Which one of you, who is the person who wants life, who desires life, the delighter of life, the chafetz? Which one of you want to see good days, right? Who loves to see and the children, the people, I want that, right? And so he continues and says, see, in the cave, you can begin to despair. In the cave, when you're indebted and you're distressed and you're embittered, right? He says, watch out. Guard, keep your tongue from evil, verse 14. Keep your lips from speaking treachery, from speaking mirma, which is deceit. It's a false representation. You don't try to make something appear to be what it isn't. Don't guard your lips. Keep your tongue from evil. Don't let the circumstance cause this stuff to begin to come out of you. He says in verse 15, depart from evil, or turn aside. Depart is to avert your course from evil. Depart from evil and do good. Seek shalom and pursue it, like run after it. Go after shalom with a zeal. Pursue peace with zeal. The Lord sees. The Lord's watching, he says, verse 16. The eyes of Adonai are on the righteous, and the Lord's listening, and his ears are attentive to their cry. And the cry here is not, the cry mentioned here is a word that can be like a sigh. It's not necessarily loud. It's not necessarily easily heard. But his ears are attentive to the one who's in despair. And like, oh. He sees. He's watching. He hears. Verse 17. The face of Adonai is against evildoers, to cut off the memory of them from the earth, right? So if you're teaching this, going through the Aleph Bet, going through the ABCs of this, you're teaching this to your children. You might say, well, for example, in Exodus, a Pharaoh who didn't know Joseph's name rose up, right? Pharaoh didn't know Joseph's name. He rose up and he sought to murder all the children. But the overseers of the midwives, Shiphrah and Puah, they did not do as Pharaoh commanded. And because the midwives feared God, he established households for them. Right? So here it says, when in verse 17, the face of Adonai is against evildoers, to cut off the memory of them from the earth. Can any of you name that Pharaoh? Right? He said, can any of you name the Pharaoh? No. I don't remember his name, but do you know the names of those midwives? You sure do. That Pharaoh forgot Joseph's name, but God didn't forget Joseph's names, and God didn't forget these midwives' names, and God won't forget you when you walk in righteousness. Right? The face of the Lord is against evildoers, to cut off the memory of them from the earth. The righteous, verse 18, the righteous cry out, and Adonai hears and delivers them from all their troubles. Now, sometimes we can get concerned, right? Is this kind of message here delivers them from all their troubles? Is that too simplistic? Is it communicating somehow that things always go great for those who obey the Lord? Are there no difficulties, no problems? Are we setting up our children for disillusionment? No, the picture painted here is a big picture, right? They call out to the Lord. They're calling out to the Lord because they're in times of trouble, right? And distress. So the difficulties and the trials of life are indeed part of the life of the righteous and faithful. But indeed, he does deliver them. We don't know what the time frame is, but he is faithful to deliver. But between here and there, between the time that they call out and they're waiting for his deliverance, when they're in the cave and they're surrounded and they're distressed and they're embittered and they're indebted and they're broken, the Lord hasn't forgotten them. Verse 19 says, Adonai is close. He draws near. He approaches the brokenhearted, those whose hearts are smashed. He saves those crushed in spirit. Their spirits have been crushed to dust, as it were. The word for crush is daka, like daka, like something that just rolls over, crushed. It says he saves, he delivers, he rescues those crushed in spirit. He draws near and rescues them. Verse 20, just in case people thought, well, it just said if people say, do the righteous experience suffering or difficulty? He says, yeah, many are the distresses of the righteous, but Adonai delivers him out of them all. He keeps all his bones. Not one of them is broken. And of course, we know that there's a pointing to Yeshua here. And Yeshua having taken on having taken on our humanity, he is the righteous one, and he experienced a multitude of distresses. But even in the midst of that, he keeps all his bones, not one of them is broken. Evil kills the wicked. Those who hate the righteous will be held guilty. It says evil is what kills the wicked ones, and the enemies of righteousness will be judged as guilty. You say, well, I don't see it. Just hang on. Don't be a prisoner of the moment. If those that perpetuate, that continue down toward destruction, walking in destruction, if they don't turn, if they stay committed to being an enemy of what is right and what is life, they will face that judgment. And so as it closes here, it says, Adonai redeems the soul of his servants. No one who takes refuge in him will be held guilty. I sought the Lord, and he answered me and delivered me from every fear. Those who looked on him are radiant. They'll never be ashamed. They'll never be ashamed. This poor man cried, and the Lord heard me and saved me from my enemies. The Son of God surrounds his saints. He will deliver them. He will deliver them. Magnify the Lord with me, and come exalt his name. Together glorify the Lord with me. Come exalt his name forever. Oh, taste and see that the Lord is good. Oh, blessed is he who hides in him. Oh, fear the Lord. Oh, all you saints, he'll give you everything. He'll give you everything. Magnify the Lord with me. Come exalt his name. Together glorify the Lord with me. Come exalt his name forever. You make the commitment in the good days. You know, it's like you make the commitment in the good days. Like when you get married, right? One of your great days. One of the great days. And you stand there and you look at each other and you're beaming and you say, for better or for richer, in sickness and in health, or richer for poorer, better, wait, what did I say? Better or worse, richer or poorer, sickness and in health, forsaking all others, till death do us part, right? And you make that commitment in the good day. And then when it hits poorer and worse and sicker, hold on to that. And so in the good day, you make the commitment, I will bless the Lord at all times. I will bless the Lord at all times. His praise shall continually be in my mouth. And then you say, as David said in 124, when you get to the other side of that thing, and you say here, had Adonai not been on our side, let Israel now say, had Adonai not been on our side, when men rose up against us, well, then they would have swallowed us alive. When their wrath burned against us, and again, that if the Lord had not been on our side continues. It's like what do you call that thing in math where the number outside the parentheses, the distributive property. It's the distributive property. This, if the Lord hadn't been on our side, then the waters would have engulfed us. The torrent would have swept over our soul. Then the raging waters would have swept over our soul. Blessed be the Lord. Blessed be Adonai, Baruch Adonai, who has not given us as prey for their teeth. Our soul has escaped like a bird out of the snare of the trappers. The snare is broken, and we, emphatically he says, and we escaped. Right, well, that was fortunate. Fortunate that somehow I'm just a bird in a snare. Somehow that snare shattered. It didn't randomly shatter. My little bird leg didn't break free of it on its own. My little bird beak had nothing to do with it. If Adonai had not been on our side. Verse 8 says, our help is in the name of Adonai, maker of heaven and earth. Our help is in the name of the Lord. Our help, our support is in his name. If the Lord hadn't been on our side, our help is in the name of the Lord. Call on his name, maker of heaven and earth. Our help is in the name of the Lord. Our help is in the name of the Lord. For the Lord our God is mighty. Our help is in the name of the Lord. Our help is in the name of the Lord. Our help is in the name of the Lord. For the Lord our God is mighty. Our help is in the name of the Lord. He is Yeshua. He's a rock of our salvation, Yeshua. He's the lifter of our heads. He is Yeshua. Our hope in tribulation. Our help is in the name of the Lord. Our help is in the name of the Lord. Our help is in the name of the Lord. For the Lord our God is mighty. Our help is in the name of the Lord. Hallelujah. Antonio, did I put the song Our God in there? Yeah. Okay. Our God is greater. Our God is stronger. God, you are higher than any other. Our God is healer, awesome in power. Our God is greater. Our God is stronger. God, you are higher than any other. Our God is healer, awesome in power. Our God. If the Lord hadn't been on our side, our help is in the name of the Lord. I will bless the Lord at all times. His praise continually on our lips. Amen? On my lips. Well, let me say hello to anybody that I missed on the front end. Good evening to Ron and Amy. Good evening again to Mama. I love you, Mom. Good evening to Len and Joanne, to Ruti, to Sonia and Margarita. Good evening to Joshua. I hope you're doing well. And to Jessica and Alex. Good evening to Alex and Jessica. And to Sharon. And good evening again to Kelly Kenfield and Kelly and Melody Woods. And good evening to my friend Misty. And I think, let's see, and to Pastor and Sister Martinez. All right. Just a reminder, tomorrow we'll have Daily Manna at 5, and then we'll have service on Saturday. Next week, my family and I are heading out on vacation. But I want to really encourage everyone, we're going to have Daily Manna replays through 1 Peter over the next several weeks while we're on vacation. And so I want to encourage everyone to continue to come together at 5, to encourage one another, and to be reminded of the things that we've gone through as we went through 1 Peter a year and a half ago. Just to go through that again and to be refreshed in the Word, to be strengthened in the Word and challenged in the Word, and then we will. So while we're away on vacation, and thank you again for your graciousness to us and for your prayers for us. Please pray for our safe travels. Praying that we don't have any kind of the vehicle issues we had last winter when we went away for a little bit. All right. Well, may the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord make his face to shine upon you and be gracious unto you. May the Lord lift up his countenance upon you and give you peace. Shalom, shalom. Have a beautiful evening.
I sought the Lord, and he answered me and delivered me from every fear. And those who look on him are radiant. They'll never be ashamed. They'll never be ashamed. This poor man cried, and the Lord heard me and saved me from my enemies. The Son of God surrounds his saints. He will deliver them. He will deliver them. Magnify the Lord with me. Come exalt his name together. Let us bless the Lord every day and night. Never ending praise. May our incense rise. Let us bless the Lord